the incredible, the fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, come one and come all to a film you've never seen before. But remember, folks, no refunds.
Hello and welcome to No Refunds, the podcast where we watch bad movies so you don't have to. A Cold North production. I'm your host, Ben Reynolds, and this week we watched Dean Devlin's 2017 film, Geostorm. Joining me this time we have the tenacious Tim Miller.
Why, hello there.
And Patrick the Law Morris.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Check out everything we have going on over at coldnorthpro.com. And if you like what you hear, leave us a rating and review wherever you found our podcast. And now, Geostorm.
The Senate committee will now hear from Jacob Lawson, Climate ISS Chief Coordinator. May the record reflect that he was nearly 1 hour late.
Yeah, sorry about that. I literally had to fly in from outer space.
Thanks to a system of satellites, natural disasters have become a thing of the past. We can control our weather.
Mr. President, one of our thermospheric satellites malfunctioned over Afghanistan.
So your proposal is what?
We shut down all satellites.
I don't need to remind all of you how many people died from catastrophic climate conditions.
Make sure there's no further incidents.
Are you going back up to space?
But I'm coming back. I promise.
Have a safe trip, sir.
Just don't touch anything.
Main engine start.
This is Mr. Jake Lawson.
The Jake Lawson?
You look much older than I would have thought.
I mean, you look good. Am I getting fired? My access has been blocked.
So satellite has a bad comm, that happens.
Not a satellite. All of them.
This wasn't a malfunction. It was intentional.
There's potential for catastrophic weather events on a global scale.
A geostorm. We have to shut the system down.
The only one who has the kill codes is the president.
I need your help.
You're soliciting a Secret Service agent. Seriously? We're kidnapping the president in a self-driving cab.
Jake, if you can't stop it, no one can. 3, 2, 1.
Come on, baby.
You realize you're committing treason?
Oh, yeah, I kidnapped the president. I've stolen state secrets. Yeah, anything I'm forgetting, honey?
Honey.
Out of here.
All right. So each week we all take a crack at writing a plot synopsis. Then I read all of our plot synopsises as well as Google's, and Pat and Tim try and decide who did it best. So this is what we've got this week. After an unprecedented series of natural disasters threatened the planet, the world's leaders came together to create an intricate network of satellites to control the global climate and keep everyone safe. But now something has gone wrong. The system built to protect Earth is attacking it, and it becomes a race against the clock to uncover the real threat before a worldwide geostorm wipes out everything and everyone along with it.
Is that the end of that one?
Yep.
I don't know whose that is, but it's way better than the one I wrote.
Oh, boy.
Then we've got 3 years after successfully launching a system of climate-controlling satellites called Dutch Boy, the American government is on the verge of handing over control to an international commission. Just before control is scheduled to be handed over, the system undergoes a series of major malfunctions that force lead operator Max Lawson to reach out to his estranged older brother and Dutch Boy creator, Jake. It's up to Jake and Max to solve the malfunction before Dutch Boy creates a catastrophic geostorm. Then we've got When a malfunction occurs, the global weather control satellite system known as Dutch Boy begins to wreak havoc across Asia, and Jake Lawson, Dutch Boy's creator, is brought out of retirement by his brother Max to find the source of the malfunction. Aboard the space station controlling the satellite network, Jake must uncover the mystery of the failed systems as more and more satellites malfunctioning, leading to a world-ending geostorm. The clock is now ticking as Max and Jake work together to shut down the system, stop the geostorm, and try to avert total and utter annihilation. And then finally, years after a network of satellites known as Dutch Boy is established to shield the planet from global warming, they begin to malfunction, causing extreme weather in major cities across the globe. As they run out of options, the United States government is forced to turn to the man who created it, Jake Lawson, after he had been publicly taken off the project and exiled from any future development. Can Jake uncover the mystery of Dutch Boy's failures in time, or will the world fall victim to the all but inevitable geostorm?
I like all of these. I think all of these sound like they were written for the back of a movie box. I don't know whose is whose yet, but props to all of us.
Fair enough. Tim, can you hazard a guess?
I'm gonna take a guess. I'm gonna guess the first one was Google.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the second one was Ben.
Okay.
I had the third one, and Patrick was number 4.
I was gonna say the exact same thing.
You both got it exactly right.
Awesome.
Oh yeah,
we nailed it. We're gonna consensus about who was the best character, who was the worst. The stars are aligning tonight.
It's probably, hopefully. Well, we'll see. So yeah, this plot, whew. Like, honestly, not a terrible plot, really. They just executed it terribly.
There was a lot of intrigue, and I thought that was really cool. I just think that they messed up when they took it one step too far in so many places.
Absolutely. I would agree with that. And that, so like literally the fourth note that I took is, at least it has an interesting premise. The scene with the frost spot in the desert seems cool when you are high.
I think that we should really just be able to consider any scene Ben thinks is cool is apparently cool when you're high. I think that I think the visuals of the movie were cool. I think that
to an extent.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like, it was pretty obviously a budget, like, Day After Tomorrow. But I think
not
that
even so much, like, I just, like, so I had real problems with, like, just certain things. Like, there were just, like, I mean, like, some of the, like, so at the very end when there's the, like, tsunami hitting the UAB, the UAE, the United Arab Emirates.
Yeah,
and
that was stupid.
The huge wave hits, and then as soon as they fix it, the wave just recedes.
Yeah.
I was like, that's
like
not
all that water is just gone.
That works. Like,
no, it isn't.
Waves don't just recede like that.
But Ben, they replaced the satellites.
But they didn't. They
blew a couple of them up, and then
they restarted this. They basically rebooted it, and that erased that will erase the virus out of it.
Yeah.
As Gerard Butler kept saying.
It removes the virus from all the water that was flooding Dubai.
Yeah. Oh, man.
That was a little bit silly.
But that part, and then the whole just like, yeah, we'll just knock the satellites out of the... Like,
oh, yeah. We'll just knock it out of the network. Physically. Like...
It's like, yeah, that's going to work
thrusters.
for like 5 seconds.
Don't let it slow down.
And then it was overly complicated too, having it be Ed Harris who had taken control of the system, and and then having Duncan suddenly we figured out that Duncan was the bad guy like two-thirds of the way into the movie.
That
it
was
just
so
like
dumb.
You barely talked to this character, and now you're like
the character had one notable moment, and then suddenly he's like an integral bad guy.
Yeah, that was really weird.
And he died 5 seconds later.
Yeah, and why are there so many guns in space?
Yeah, who shoots a gun in a space station? Seriously, you know bad things are going to happen at that point.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Also, did you guys notice? Okay, first of all, the ISS has gotten some fucking upgrades. That thing is cool. And
oh yeah, like it has it has like it rotates, so it has gravity now.
I thought that was so cool. But then also, like, did you notice how they refer to the network of satellites and the ISS as Dutch Boy interchangeably? Like, he's like, yeah, I'm going back up to Dutch Boy, and it's like, dude, you're going to the ISS. Like, that's where you're going. I don't know. Seems silly.
There was a lot of stuff like that where it was, pretty bizarre. Definitely. Oh, and then, like, I have, towards the end, I wrote, like, in the nick of time. Like, they just saved the world in the nick of time, right as the wave got there, before it destroyed everything, and then it receded.
Before it killed that kid's dog.
All those Arab people just start clapping in the skyscraper when the water starts receding, and it's just like...
Who are you clapping for? Like, you have no idea what's going on.
Seriously.
You're just clapping about the fact that the water's receding? Like, this is so dumb.
Yeah.
Yay, we're not gonna die!
Yeah. And my very first note was, seems like propaganda to me. And I just kept coming back to this movie just being propaganda. I couldn't figure out who it was propaganda for.
What exactly it was propagandizing?
Yeah, but it seemed like propaganda the entire time. So at first it seemed like propaganda, like propagandizing basically the like climate change. You know, we gotta control it. We gotta work on it. And it seemed like a hippy dippy movie at first. Granted, climate change is real. We none of us believe that it's not. And then I felt like when they were at the DNC, it was vilifying liberals. And I thought, that's strange. But okay, this movie took a turn. But what I found most offensive was the way that Zazie Beetz was talking shit about Chipotle.
She was not talking shit about Chipotle. She was talking shit about going on a roller coaster eating Chipotle.
No, she was talking shit about... She said, like, going on a roller coaster or eating Chipotle.
After eating Chipotle.
No, it's literally... I went back and watched the line multiple times and wrote it down because I thought it was a great line. The line is kind of like going on a roller coaster eating Chipotle. There's no word between roller coaster and eating.
Okay. Then good. It's not anti-Chipotle propaganda. That's good.
It would be... And think how terrible it would be going on a roller coaster eating Chipotle.
That would be terrible because you would
lose
end up with
so
much Chipotle
all over you, and your stomach would probably not feel very good while you were putting Chipotle into it while you were on a roller coaster.
And that's such a waste of Chipotle. And Chipotle is the best fast food there is.
And your clothes are going to be a mess.
Terrible. That would be the worst.
Exactly.
That was the best line of the movie.
Beetz. As soon as she showed up, I got a lot more into this movie. I was like, I love Zazie Beetz.
As soon as she showed up, there was a lot more blood in Ben's penis.
Well, I mean, maybe, but I mean, I really like Zazie Beetz as an actress. Like, I love Atlanta. Atlanta's awesome, and she's also, I thought she was really good as Domino.
She nailed it as Domino.
Yeah, so I think she's awesome. And I was just like, I was not at all expecting to see her, and I was just like, great. There's someone who's actually like awesome here now.
Oh, there were.
Awesome.
I feel like there were a lot of awesome people in this movie. Dude, Andy Garcia and Ed Harris.
I did write Andy Garcia and Ed Harris. This cast just got interesting.
And Richard Schiff, all in like the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, but Richard Schiff was underutilized, and they clearly had clearly a budget Andy Garcia and Ed Harris performance.
That's true. That's true. I think
we could only get them for like 4 scenes.
Let's make them count.
Yeah, I wrote, is that Andy Garcia? Should we elect Andy Garcia president of the United States?
Yeah, that was funny.
I mean, it couldn't hurt.
I think it would be a substantial improvement, not to get political.
All right. Well, for each film we go through, we'll revisit these 7 questions to lead our discussion. And the first question is, how bad was it?
I mean...
yeah, Tim, go ahead.
It wasn't great, but, like, I mean, if someone told me they wanted to sit down and watch it again, I wouldn't mind it.
It's definitely better than Jonah Hex.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's better than Gotti. So I mean, we're already ahead there.
So I've actually been toying with this, and we may need to do this actually sooner than later, but we might need to just take an episode, and the next episode actually might be the one to do it, because we've gone through 25 movies now, where we just instead of watching a movie, we just figure out which we rank these from 1 to 25 worst to best.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I agree.
Because because
we're constantly comparing them.
Yeah, it's true, and this is worse than Jonah Hex.
No, better than Jonah Hex.
Better than Jonah Hex, worse than John Carter.
Yeah, those are 2 that it sits really right between. Is like better than Jonah Hex, worse than John Carter. Granted, there's a lot. There's
other stuff that it's better than. Yeah, I think it would sit above. Like, it's not going to sit right above Jonah Hex necessarily, but those are 2 that we've watched recently, and so that makes it a pretty easy place to set it. Definitely.
Yeah. This was a bad movie. There's no doubt about that. But I know I'm kind of jumping the gun here, so I'll get to it later, but I do think this was so bad it was good.
So, what made it bad?
So much.
For me,
so it
go
was
ahead.
it was how preposterous it was. It was like I literally wrote a note towards the end. It must have been okay, so it was before the German chick came back and told Gerard Butler that he was trying to open the wrong fucking door.
Yeah, that was stupid.
That was such a terrible scene.
Yeah.
But I wrote that this is all preposterous. It was just they jumped the shark. Like, I literally wrote down, why is the ground heating up and fire shooting up?
Also,
and then I put an arrow to that. Jump the shark moment? ?
The ground is hot enough for eggs to fry immediately, and he can't feel that through his shoes. I know that
the rubber on the soles of his shoes is not melting onto the sidewalk.
Exactly,
or the rubber of the tires.
I know I'm picking a nit here, but come on, that's absurd.
I wrote jump the shark moment like that. I was just like, what the fuck?
But the cat was onto something with getting in the fridge.
It was. It really was.
I mean, the asphalt was glowing red because of how hot it was, but good thing he has shoes on.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and there was just a lot of that, a lot of stuff like that. Tim, what were you going to say?
The thing that made it bad for me was probably how technical they made it and how boring they made it. I don't know. Every time I saw them trying to take apart something to get at another hard drive, I was just like, all right, you're doing the same plot point 6 times in a row. Thanks. Let's move on, please. We get it. You're going to find a hard drive eventually. Let's just go.
Well, and then when the hard drive that they found, it was just like, oh yeah, there's a hard drive in the panel that shot off this.
Oh yeah, that was so stupid.
I was like, who puts a hard drive in a wall?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but no.
Tim, you mentioned the technology, and the technology was something that stood out to me as it's so inconsistent. He's talking on his regular smartphone while at the same time looking at his hollow frame. And it's don't you think that hollow frames would just be phones by now?
Yeah.
And
They could have
holoframes
replaced
were
them
cool
entirely.
as fuck.
Yeah, the holoframes did seem pretty cool.
But
Definitely.
I want one.
oh yeah, I want one of those bad. But there was a lot that made this movie bad. But I think that it all kind of came together in the perfect Geostorm to make it an okay movie.
Boo! Get out.
Yeah, that was a bad joke.
Oh, but it was great.
Well, I actually never mind. I won't go there yet. Well, actually, I will go there. So
Do it.
The next character is the next question is which character was the worst, and I think that this is also this character also is one of the things that made this movie bad, and I hope that you guys are on the same page with me here. I'm gonna just go out and say it. It was Max.
Oh, yeah, Max was pretty shitty.
Yeah.
Who were you guys thinking?
I thought Ute.
Who?
Ute, the Fassbinder woman. The woman that comes back and is like, you looking for this? Or your code not working? And it's like, why'd you do that, Ute? You could have just given him the right code.
Well, I mean that I just thought that whole thing was dumb, but yeah. I didn't think that she was in it enough because so I made a note about, I was like, the German chick, I put her name was Michelle Fassbinder.
Yeah.
Her coming back and telling him he's at the wrong door is dumb as fuck in all caps. Fuck. I was like, they built some chemistry between them, but not enough for her to sacrifice her life and come back. And it's just also like the fact that he was dumb enough that he was trying to go through the wrong fucking door, and he's supposed to be like one of the smartest people.
Super smart scientist man.
Like, and that he was trying to go through the wrong door 2 different times too. It's like,
I think the implication behind the first one, at least, was
that they moved something.
Yeah, and that's like, oh, you're smart. You moved something, and he hasn't been here since you moved it. Like, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I just didn't think that they. I mean, I didn't think that they tried to establish her enough to make her the worst character, whereas they clearly were trying to establish Max as a character, and he was fucking terrible. His dialogue was awful. Like when when he gets all pissed off after his friend dies or is dying, he's like, "You called me all the way up here just to do this?" And it's like, what, did you want to just keep staring at your friend's dead body?
Yeah.
What did you have to do down there that was so pressing? And like, and then later he has the terrible line, "Yeah, well, know what my brother would say?" And then he punches Ed Harris.
God, that was so
I loved
bad.
that line. I'll be honest, I did. I chuckled at that one.
And then, "That's my fiance."
Yeah.
Like, come on.
So corny.
How many times are you going to say that?
All of the dialogue between them where they were just like, it was so hard for them to like figure out, or they were like, "Oh, it's tough because we're dating and we don't want anybody to know, but we're not really going to explain why we can't tell anybody. We're only going to just kind of loosely say that we can't tell anybody, but really it doesn't matter because it's a pretty like we're not really in that much of a relationship except for we live together." It's like, just make up your mind about what their relationship is, and then like, if they can't tell anybody, give us a good reason for why they can't tell anybody. And
it's against the rules. That's all they said.
Yeah, that's all they got.
It's against the rules.
It was just so bad.
It was pretty bad, and he was super wooden in the scene where he's like, where they're like sending him the code, but it made more sense after the fact. Oh no, that's not where I thought he was wooden. Where he was like, he was wooden in that scene, but like where he's saying goodbye to Jake, as Jake is like, they were trying to do the Bruce Willis moment in Armageddon, and Jake's like, I'll see you later. I love you, little brother. God, that was terrible acting from Jim Sturgis.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like that almost, that was terrible.
Was Gerard Butler doing much better, though?
No.
Not really, no.
They're both, okay, I wrote, I made a note. Let's see, an Irish actor and a British actor pretending to be American brothers doing a very bad job of covering up their accents. Like, they were just so bad.
I wrote at one point, Gerard Butler and Liam Neeson have similar sounding American accents.
Yeah. Like they
both sound slightly drunk.
At some point it was just like, is he even trying to cover this up anymore?
I have a very specific set of skills.
Yeah. You do about as good a good Irish accent as they do an American accent.
Well,
it's terrible.
I just put a little bit of an Irish accent on an American accent and said I have a very specific set of skills.
Oh man, Tim, who did you think was the worst?
See, Ben's pretty much convinced me, but I was going to throw out Deckham there. But I think this is more of a fault of the movie than Ed Harris. The fact that they didn't establish the bad guy well enough. It's just like, okay, mysterious virus is taking over 20 minutes before the movie ends. Oh, he's doing this so that he can become president of the United States. Okay, great motive.
Which, by the way,
give it to us earlier.
So fucking dumb. Because here's the thing. Okay, if
you're the only person who survives,
yeah. Okay,
I wonder who killed everyone.
This is Deckham's plan. He's going to have the first 25 people in the line of succession killed off at the DNC in an election year. And so, like, the odds of a vice president, of a sitting president who was vice president and inherited the presidency, winning an election is insanely low. Like, those odds are very low.
Hold on. I'm just going to stop you there because you're forgetting the fact that he was trying to create a geostorm that was going to kill a good portion of the world population.
Okay, no. This is what I'm saying. Is like it gets so much worse. And
well, no, but if like, because they were talking about like having less than a third of the world population. So I mean, if America is cut down to a third of the population, I think he could probably win the election, especially if he controls Dutch Boy.
You know what? You're right. Deckham's plan was flawless.
I mean, I will give it. Like, I mean, it's dumb, but if you're killing like a third of the world's population and you're still in control of the thing that killed a third of the world's population,
at that
you
point,
can probably control the world.
Who really cares about election results, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's
you're in control of the world.
You are the weatherman.
That's what this movie should have been called, The Weatherman. No, that's a Nicolas Cage movie. But I thought that this movie was better.
That's The Wicker Man.
When I thought it was Andy Garcia. When I thought it was the president.
Yeah, I agree. I liked that better. Like him trying to do that to like make it seem like the U.S. needs to keep control of it to try to secure his election. Like I liked that angle. It felt a lot better.
And having Deckham be the one that was masterminding the whole thing is where the movie took it one step too far. It's like you should have stopped it at it being the president, but you went one step too far. And
that wasn't the first place that the movie.
Of course not. No, that was the big one, but it certainly wasn't the first one.
That was the 10th step too far.
Right. No, but
I mean, also,
go ahead.
Why didn't Deckham kill Max earlier or try to do it earlier?
Yeah.
He should have realized that Max clearly knew something was up.
Also, why did Deckham go after Max himself? Why didn't he say why didn't he go to Secret Service and be like, "Hey, I have very good reason to believe that Max is compromised and in a plot to kill the president. You need to take him away."
Yeah, no, that seems like that would have been logical.
I wish that it had been the president, but at the same time, the moment when when Max tells Jake it was Deckham, and Jake says, "I said I could be wrong." That was really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like, probably second best line in the movie behind the Chipotle line.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So, on the other end, which character was the best / most? Or, well, okay. So it sounds like you guys, I've convinced you that it was Max was the worst character.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, yes.
I guess we can come to
that.
a consensus on that.
Yeah. Okay. So, which character was the best / most compelling?
Jake?
I found it to be Zazie. I don't know what her character's name was, but
her name was Dana, and I have to agree with you.
Why? She had cool earbuds. That was it.
She did, but
and
like
she.
Oh, go ahead.
She actually like pushed the plot further along. They introduced her, and she solved problems for them.
I guess that's true. She did like encrypt the phone call.
Well, yeah, and like literally as soon as they introduced her, all she basically did for them was solve problems.
Yep.
Also, I loved that she had that
she
awesome video editing software where all she had to do was type in isolate the first, third, seventh, and 11th words. And the editing software is just like, oh yeah, I'm going to do that.
That was pretty cool.
But
definitely.
Jake, Zazie, like, I mean, even Deckham, kind of.
No, I can't. He was on my worst list. I can't give it to him for best.
There were some interesting characters in this movie. I'm not willing to like. I'm willing to really jump on board with any of them at this point.
See, the reason I chose Dana is because out of all of the actress' performances, hers seemed the most genuine out of all of them.
Oh,
and that's probably
true.
what drew me to her the best. So I got to give it to Zazie this time.
That's true. Mm-hmm. Hers was pretty good. The Secret Service lady was terrible.
Oh God, yeah. Who's that? Abby Cornish, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's the chick who's in the Jack Reacher show with Jim from The Office.
Wait, you mean Jack Ryan?
Or that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jack with Jim from The Office.
I did make a note about maybe not the worst character, but the worst acting in the movie. I wrote, budget Chloe Moretz is a terrible actress.
She's a lot older than Chloe Moretz.
I don't know who that is.
I would definitely not call her budget Chloe Moretz.
The girl that played Hannah.
Oh, the daughter?
Yeah.
Oh, now I think you're creepy.
Why? Like she's younger than Chloe Moretz for sure, but like she's clearly trying to fill that role that Chloe Moretz was in like 10 years ago.
Apparently, her name is Talitha Bateman.
I don't know. I mean, I just thought the only thing I had wrote about her is Daddy isn't coming back, little girl.
He's not coming back. Get used to it.
Yeah, I don't know. That one I don't know. But yeah, Daddy is not coming back.
God.
And yet he still did.
He always
Wait,
does.
Did he?
Yeah. Remember they got in the satellite?
Oh yeah, I forgot they got in the satellite. I forgot.
And then they're like,
I
they're fishing on the dock at the end.
I was thinking that they had died, and then I was doing the whole podcast thinking that he had died.
Well,
now I'm
get yourself back to that reality.
I forgot.
Because it was better there. No, that was really stupid that they lived.
Yeah, they really should have died heroes. It would have just been better. We didn't need that stupid fishing scene at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really didn't.
God, that was dumb. And like they were trying to do the whole like there were so many parallels with Armageddon, but Armageddon is just so much better. But they were trying to do the whole like Armageddon runway scene where they're being greeted on the runway after their heroes returning. And it was just not good.
Nope. So, was it so bad it was good?
I think so.
I don't know.
I think it would have like for me it's borderline. Like
Uh-huh.
I didn't absolutely hate it, but I didn't absolutely love it. I don't think it was like it was definitely bad, but I don't know if it like fully reached around back to good.
I
didn't give you a reach around.
I think
No,
that
it didn't.
there were enough elements of it that were like the mystery was intriguing and it was fun. But at the same time, it was so absurd. Just like you said, Ben, it was just so over the top, stupid that like this is clearly very stupid, but there is a part of it that I'm genuinely enjoying. This movie is definitely so bad that it's good.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's pretty close to that for me.
Yeah. I did enjoy this movie. And Ben, you texted me saying that I would, and I did not believe you. But you have a pretty good sense of what I'm going to enjoy.
Yeah.
And you were right. I enjoyed this one. It was fun.
Yeah.
I was heated about the Chipotle line until you corrected me here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was very upset about that.
So yeah, I guess it was probably so bad it was good. Yeah, probably so. But would it have been better as a Netflix/HBO series?
No.
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 Yeah.
No. It was too long as it was.
Yeah,
they could have cut a lot of useless bullshit out.
They could have cut 20 minutes off that movie, and I would have been happy with that.
Absolutely. Yeah, it definitely would not be better on HBO or Netflix.
No.
But it probably would be better with John Cena.
Absolutely.
I can agree with that.
Drop John Cena in any of those roles. Make him the president. I would love it. Make him Decker.
See, bad guy.
I think I'd rather have him be Jake or Max.
Make him Jack or Max. I love it. Make him Sarah, the Secret Service lady. I love it. Make him the senator.
Him the daughter, Hannah.
Yeah. Make him Zazie Beetz' character. Can you imagine like a super nerdy, like shut-in John Cena playing that role? That would be hilarious.
If you want to see that, go watch Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle.
Well, that's The Rock.
Trust me on this. If you haven't seen it,
I've seen that movie. Cena's not in that
okay.
movie.
Yeah, is it? Ah, okay, yeah. I was thinking the wrong person. Wow.
Yeah,
I feel real bad.
You're thinking of The Rock instead of John Cena.
It's okay. They're two all-time
Honestly,
greats.
I think The Rock would have been good in this too. So you know what? I'm going to go with that.
I feel like I feel like I'm kind of exhausted of The Rock. I want Cena, but I
could have handled some Cena.
Put Cena in any role in this movie, any role, and it would have been awesome.
Yeah, that's true. Especially if he was the British guy, Duncan.
Make him
still was British.
Oh, that would have been awesome. Make him Hannah's mom.
We'll get to her. All right. Let's move on to burning questions. So, my first burning question this week is Gerard Butler actually a bad actor?
Yes. The answer is definitely yes.
Yeah.
Why did people think he was like there was like a
there
period
was a
in
time
from like 2000 like 300
till like 2006 to like 2013 people loved him.
Yeah, it was like 300 to at what point did he become bad?
Olympus Has Fallen.
You think that's the specific spot you've already plotted this out?
I mean, I haven't. But just thinking of it off the cuff, I think Olympus Has Fallen is when he got definitively bad. But
let's see.
I have his resume in front of me.
We started. Well, so before 300, he was in Phantom of the Opera, and he was the Phantom. So that's really probably where he really. I forgot he was in the Cradle of Life, Tomb Raider.
Yeah, that's an awesome.
Oh,
movie.
and he was in Reign of Fire. That movie was actually not good, but I remember watching it.
I was about to say, don't say that movie's good because it is not good.
I remember watching it.
But then he was great in Rock and Rolla. He was interesting in P.S. I Love You.
I never saw that.
Law-Abiding Citizen was
Shattered. Cool. Law-Abiding Citizens isn't bad. Never saw Nim's Island. Never saw Tales of the Black. Oh, that's a video short. So yeah, I never saw that.
How to Train Your Dragon.
Gamer.
Amazing.
Didn't see that. Gamer was bad.
Gamer was terrible.
Please listen to the No Refunds about Gamer.
Yeah. Shout out, self-promotion. Go check that out.
Law-Abiding Citizen is better than I remember it being.
Yeah, no, that movie is decent.
Bounty Hunter. He's pretty sick in How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah,
he's the dad's voice.
Yeah. But then Olympus Has Fallen happened.
Machine Gun Preacher.
And basically...
I don't know, man. Like, Machine Gun Preacher, was that good?
Probably not.
I guess I haven't seen it, so I wouldn't know. But it looks terrible.
And that was before Olympus Has Fallen.
That's true.
A former drug-dealing biker tough guy who found God and became a crusader for hundreds of Sudanese children who've been forced to become soldiers?
Welcome to the Gerard Butler podcast. Oh, poor Gerard.
Yeah, that just sounds weird. Gerard, make better career choices.
Well,
so like, was Gamer the first of the downfall?
The first, I think it was. It really was.
Well,
so he did not have a very long A+ list actor. Reign. If it
he was hot for a while.
Doing Phantom to basically a little bit till he was in Gamer in 2009, because he was in Phantom in 2006. So he had a 3-year period. Oh, okay. So then he had a 5-year period.
Yeah,
where he was probably an A+ lister.
But he was in Tomorrow Never Dies.
Ooh, he was.
I forgot about that.
He was
but
extra.
He was not an A+ lister at that point.
No, he was an extra. And Eric and I were watching that when we lived together. And Eric goes, "Holy shit, was that Gerard Butler?" And we rewound it. He's in like 20 frames of the movie, and we found him.
Nice. All right, so next question is literally burning. How did the satellites make gas lines catch on fire in Hong Kong?
Badassness. I don't know. There's a lot in this movie that there's a lot that it's unanswerable in this movie.
Intense heat rays that didn't melt people, but were enough to melt and catch fire to gas. Sure, let's go with that.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it seemed like it was microwaves or something, but it's that wouldn't work, because that would fry the people too.
Yeah, that would have cooked everyone.
That's true. I have a burning question, and it's based on a very specific line of the movie. Thank the Mexican. What? Why? Why are you saying that right now? I get it that you're Mexican, but that's just strange dialogue.
When and who?
When they're being rescued by the shuttle that turns around, the guy's thank the Mexican. It's
I thought he said always blame the Mexican.
No, I think he said thank the Mexican.
I don't know. It was a really garbled transmission. So
it was.
Wait, when who got saved by the shuttle?
When
they were in the pod at the end of the movie.
Ben, you got to remember, Gerard lives. Yeah,
I don't remember that scene.
They sent the shuttle back. Are you sure you didn't fall asleep?
No, I definitely didn't fall asleep. I remember the fishing scene at the end.
So he's alive at the
end. How did he get here? Very memorable.
Oh man.
Yeah, I definitely was not asleep.
Also, why is Hannah the narrator?
Don't know.
Because you gotta get that emotional feel,
bruh. We'll get there. So was the chick's name Michelle Fassbender?
No, it was Ute Fassbinder.
Was that Michael Binder?
Binder.
It was Binder, not Binder.
Fassbinder.
But yeah, they should have just gone with a different German last name than
Fassbender. Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm no German expert, but
then my last question is this the worst line? Max. Yeah, well, you know what my brother would say. And then he punches Ed Harris.
So there are a lot of bad ones. Thank the Mexican being way up there. I'm not sure. I mean, I did cringe when that happened. It's hard to answer.
That's a hard one to answer. Absolutely.
It's
a very hard one to answer.
I cringed pretty hard when that happened, but I don't know.
All right. Oh, sorry, Tim.
No, it's fine.
All right.
It's fine.
Well, now we'll move on to forgettable bullshit we found on Wikipedia and sometimes IMDb. So, box office wise, this movie did a lot better than last week's Jonah Hex. So budget, it had a larger budget. It had a lot, because Jonah Hex was maybe the worst flop of all time. But the budget was $120 million. Opening weekend in the USA, it did $13.7 million. That was October 22nd, 2017. Its gross in the USA was $33.7. They went ahead and did do a worldwide release, and they did not regret it because the movie made $221.6 million total worldwide.
Oh, yeah. This is the type of movie that I feel like the international market would just love.
Yeah, especially because there's so much of it that's about, like, America being fucked up and the international thing being good. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Plus, you got all those, like, location shots. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like, exactly. Let's see a bunch of let's see a bunch of super recognizable places get destroyed. Like, didn't they show a pyramid get destroyed?
I don't think so, but, like...
That must have been another disaster movie.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of Transformers.
Yeah, that was a bad movie.
So this was the feature directorial debut for Dean Devlin. And apparently, the idea for this film came from Dean Devlin explaining the idea of climate change to his daughter Hannah. She asked why a machine could not be built to fix that, and Devlin went on to imagine such a thing and how it could be used for evil purposes.
So it's just a children's story. I like it. That's actually...
It's an idiot who doesn't understand something explaining it to a child thinking, this would be a good movie. Like, what? That might be my favorite.
This is also the same guy who wrote fucking Godzilla, so 1998.
Ben, that might be my favorite forgettable bullshit we've ever had.
Yeah.
That is a good one.
So in 2013, Skydance Productions purchased the filming rights. After Skydance's distributing partner Paramount Pictures put the project into turnaround, Geostorm was pitched and accepted by Warner Brothers. Pre-production began on July 7th, 2014. Catherine Winnick had been cast as Olivia Lawson, Jake's ex-wife, and the mother of Hannah, but during reshoots, her role was recast with Julia Denton. After poor test screenings in December of 2015, $15 million in reshoots were conducted in Louisiana in early December 2016 under new producer Jerry Bruckheimer, writer Leda Kalogridis, and director Danny Cannon. So this movie was actually directed by Dean Devlin and Danny Cannon.
How could that end badly?
Winnick's role was recast with Julia Denton during the reshoots while new characters were added into the script. Next, I found that several cast and crew, even extras, noted that lead star / producer Gerard Butler did not appear to know many of his lines.
Jesus Christ. Hey, have you guys noticed that Gerard doesn't really know his lines? Like, what are you talking about, man? That's Gerard. Shut up. He's a famous movie star.
And he's the producer of this movie.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I saw that and I thought, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
On review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, the film holds an approval rating of 14% based on 83 reviews and an average rating of 3.57 out of 10. The site's critical consensus reads, lacking impressive visuals, well-written characters, or involving drama, Geostorm aims for an epic disaster movie spectacle, but ends up simply being a disaster of a movie.
Oof.
That's well said.
Yeah, that's definitely the truth.
But these disaster movies are always pretty tough to pull off, I feel like. I think, like, they're just corny as hell. And, like, sometimes if they get it, they really nail it. Like, Armageddon is one of my favorite movies ever, but, like, that's one out of so many of these movies.
Deep Impact! I ain't afraid of no stroid.
Exactly. Deep Impact, terrible. The Core, terrible. Like, so many of these movies. Day After Tomorrow, honestly, one of the standouts of the genre, and terrible.
I like Day After Tomorrow, but I saw that on a date with Allie Donnell in 7th grade.
There you go.
8th grade. 8th grade, baby. All right. Well, since we don't only watch bad movies and TV, let's talk about some of the stuff that we've genuinely enjoyed watching lately. Pat, let's start with you.
So Jillian and I are working our way through the MCU. We watched Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers Age of Ultron this weekend, and both were cool movies. I felt really stupid.
Last week you watched the best one, though.
Which one did we watch last week?
Not Civil War, but
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
Yeah, no, I still like Guardians better than Winter Soldier.
It's dumb.
But thanks, Ben. No, I feel really dumb because I haven't seen.
Because I told you are.
Yes. I haven't seen Age of Ultron since it came out. And at the time I was like, Age of Ultron, more like Weekend of Ultron. And I didn't realize, like, no, it's called Age of Ultron because it was, like, supposed to be the Age of Ultron. And this is how it wound up. So, but, yeah, Age of Ultron was better than I remembered it being.
Fair enough. Joss Whedon really fucked that movie up. They should have had the fucking Russo brothers do that.
Yeah.
Too, but...
And I mean, I do remember, as much as I disliked the X-Men movies, aside from X-Men and X2, the Quicksilver in that movie was, in the X-Men movies, was so much cooler than the Quicksilver in Age of Ultron. And so, a little bit disappointing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, but it was also based on a different Quicksilver sort of thing. But in any case, what about you, Tim?
I have not really been watching anything this week. I think like the most I've done is sit down and watch MASH for like 30 minutes before falling asleep in bed.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's still not bad, though.
Yeah, MASH is pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Well, me, personally, I have been watching I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson. And that show is like the funniest shit. It's like daily that something will happen, and I'll think of something about that. Like earlier today, I was on Hinge, the dating app, and there was a girl who was talking about how much she likes nachos, and I was like, "Uh-oh, I better not go on a date with her, or else I might have to get up in the middle of the date and go ask the waiter to ask my date to stop eating all the fully loaded nachos, or else she's going to have to pay more." And then I'm going to go back and sit down, and the waiter's going to come up, and she's going to be like, you just told the waiter to say that. And I'm going to be like, what? What is happening? No. But yeah, you guys should watch I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson, because it is so fucking funny.
Where can we watch it?
It is on Netflix, and it's really, like, if you like sketch comedy at all, it's masterful. Like, Tim Robinson was a longtime writer for Saturday Night Live, and Andy Samberg is an executive producer, and
I like Andy Samberg.
Just really, really funny. Yeah.
All right. I also started It's Bruno this week.
So funny.
It is a very funny show, and it's like
It's charming.
It's exactly what you said in that, like, it's clearly made by people who love and have dogs. Because, like, there is the, like, yo, shut the fuck up about my dog. You don't know. Kind of attitude about the movie, about the show, and it's really funny.
Malcolm is a cool guy.
Yeah. Hey, it's Bruno. Charlie.
Shut the fuck up. His name's not fucking Charlie. It's Bruno.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that about wraps up this week's discussion of Geostorm. Don't forget to check out our incredible website, coldnorthpro.com, where you can see everything we do in one place. Listen to us on our other podcast, Hard Reset. It's about gaming, and this week we talked about our E3 predictions. And next time, for No Refunds, we'll actually be organizing our 25 worst films that we've watched so far. But the week after that, we'll be watching Neil LaBoute's 2006 film, The Wicker Man. See you next time, and don't forget, no refunds.
Oh, fuck.
No, I refuse. No.
Oh,
no.
God.
Nice.